Oh, hi there. Welcome back to my channel. I've spent a long time thinking about how I was going to do this one. Today we're looking at something I have been wanting to do for a long time. I had my birthday back in July, got given some money and decided I wanted to spend it on a piercing. Now, whilst you can't see it because I've got these on, I have 4 piercings in this ear, 3 bottom, 1 at the top, and 3 piercings in this ear at the bottom. And I normally wear like huggy loops in these, and then just a normal bar at the top. I'll try and show you at some point. But I wanted something a little bit different. I say different, for some people it's not different, it's standard piercings. But I thought lip, I don't want anything in the way of my lip, and I have watched way too many piercing reaction videos to know that a lip piercing is likely to mess with my teeth, and my teeth are not great to begin with. I don't want to be messing with my teeth. I already do have my tongue bar, which is slightly smaller than most people. Most people have like a 12mm. I actually have a 10mm. It very rarely interferes with my teeth. I've had it for a number of years. I've had no issues with it, so I'm happy with that. I thought about a nose piercing many years ago when I was much younger. I tried the nose piercing. Trouble is, I have a wonky nose. I can see it. Look, can you see it? Wonky nose. Last thing I need is to have my nose being a focus on my face. Not wonderful on my nose. So then we've got eyebrow. Now, as you can see, I wear glasses. Majority of the time I do wear contacts, but I do wear my glasses a fair chunk of the time, and there's no point in me having a nice eyebrow piercing when it's just going to be invisible with my glasses. I want something that's going to be noticeable, you know what I mean? So then it's like, well, what else is there really? So I thought, dermal. What about dermal piercing? Now, like I say, I watch a lot of piercing reactions, and I've seen a lot of horror stories, piercings going bad, piercings not done right. The whole shebang. So I was very nervous, and I've been thinking about this piercing for a long time. Where would I have it done? And one of my YouTuber people that I like to follow has pointed out that if you have it on your wrist or your hand or anything like that, it's really easily caught. Sorry, it's middle of the night, I'm trying to balance my camera because I really wanted to get this done whilst it's fresh in my mind. So yeah, getting it caught, you run the risk of ripping it out, and the dermal being ripped out is not a good thing, not by any stretch of the imagination. So then it's like, well, what about on my face? Like one here or here or here? No, I like my face the way it is. So I went for right here. And that's my piercing. Now, I had this done, I think beginning of August. I can't remember the exact date. And basically it has been plain sailing. I haven't had any issues with it. I've had no discharge, no bleeding, no gunk, no scabbing. It has been plain sailing, and that in part is why I've been hesitant to do the video, because there's essentially nothing to show. But then that's how it's meant to be. If you make sure that your piercer is good and that you're doing it in a clean environment, sanitized, and you follow up with all your procedures of cleaning it on initially it's like an hourly thing, 3 or 4 times a day for the first couple of days, and then once a day, and then generally keeping it clean. It should be plain sailing. That is the way it's meant to be. So I decided I would make this video and I'd show you what it looks like to have a dermal piercing go right. So we did record me having the piercing. Unfortunately, I didn't catch the setting up for it. I actually had a mobile piercer come to my house, but she kind of bought her own workstation, which is sanitized. When she showed me the piercing, she was very strict about the fact I wasn't allowed to touch them because they are what's the word? Sanitized, I suppose. Can't think of the word right now. She wore gloves. She made sure that the area was sanitised before she started. Now the video actually begins after she has already started, but all of her equipment she sanitised. Very, very good. She's done most of my piercings, and I will only use her as my favourite piercings reaction YouTubers would say. Have your piercer. Get to know your piercer. Yeah, and that's what I've made sure I've done. I've seen lots of her work. I have friends who get pierced by her, and I've never seen anything go bad by her. So I was quite happy for her, given the recent pandemic. She was doing home visits as things started to reopen, and I had a home visit to have this done. She gave me full instructions on the aftercare, and I followed it to a T, including this little jiggle thing, but I'll talk about that afterwards. Right now, let's get into my little clip of me actually having the piercing. Enjoy. So here, as you can see, she's coming in with like a Cora. It's a implement that's used for biopsies, generally speaking. I do actually have a full audience around me. I have my friend with me who also has lots of piercings by this young lady. Her daughter is doing the filming. I have my children around me. I say children, they're all grown up now. And you can hear in the far off distance my granddaughter. So we've made the initial piercing now. There's a little tiny bit of blood, but I don't think that it's enough to worry about for YouTube. It doesn't bleed profusely. She comes in, straight away wipes it off, and this is now the actual dermal going in place. It felt like tugging. That's the only way I can describe it. It didn't hurt. The initial Cora implement, I could feel the spikes on it, but it didn't actually hurt.
I'm really, really well.
It's an interesting sensation.
It's more like a pulley feel as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of. It looks so much more brutal than they actually are.
It looks nice though.
I must admit, it's one of my favourites. If I could do it on myself, I would do it. I just know I couldn't sit there to myself. I'd have an heart attack.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as giving birth, is it? No?
She's waiting for the response.
I'm just going to show you, baby, and then I'm going to...
So, as you saw from that video, highly uneventful, but it was done. And following her putting a small patch on, she gave me instructions of what I was to do then. I was to keep the patch on for the rest of that night, and then the next day, at the end of the night, I had it done late afternoon, about 3 o'clock, something like that. And before going to bed, I was to take the patch off, and I needed to soak it in salt water, and basically she told me if I got like a little egg cup or shot glass or something like that and filled that up and then leant right over it, put it to my skin, and then went back and then give it a shake. Basically the idea of that is to A, clean it, B, if there was any scabbing that was occurring, it would keep that soft so as it wasn't pushing it between the foot of the dermal and the gem of the dermal, and opening up the wound anymore, and also to get rid of any bits of any gunk, any scabbing, any blood, anything like that. So obviously I followed my instructions. I then had to put another patch on it for the rest of the night. In the morning I take the patch off, and I'm not to cover it again after that, but I'm to clean it in that fashion with the salt water 4 times across the day for 2 days, and then after that a couple of times a day, slowly easing it down to once a day for the roughly 2 to 3 weeks. But after 2 to 3 weeks, just generally keeping an eye on it and keeping it clean. So I get myself a little cup, little shot glass, and I get my salt water, and I lean right over and I put it over it, and I bring it up, and it kind of creates a suction to you then. But now I've got to jiggle it. Well, it's on like a hard bone. You kind of have to jiggle your whole body. I have a big body and I have big boobs. It was a picture to behold, me trying to jiggle this water. I was doing full movement and rocking backwards and forwards and generally jumping around my room trying to get this to agitate around this piercing. I'm glad I didn't record it. I wouldn't have shown you even if I did record it. It was fun. And it obviously did the trick. The next little clip, again, it's nothing to show, but it was how the piercing looked after 3 weeks. Over the course of this 3 weeks, I was keeping it clean. I did all my instructions to the letter, and I can only say I only felt pain once, and that's when I knocked it whilst I was at work. And that was literally, it just hurt when I knocked it. It didn't hurt afterwards. I didn't particularly have any redness. I didn't have any swelling. It was just all normal. This is my 3-week check-in. So, as you saw, all really normal, and right now I'm just a couple of days short of the 6-week mark, and as you can see, it's still looking really normal, just there. I would like to be able to change the gem. I've seen some nice ones. I mean, I can touch it. I am about to have a shower, so I will be cleaning it. I know I'm touching it with my hands there. I still, even now, I clean it every morning, every night. I still check on it. I still give it a slight twist to make sure that the gem is not sticking to the thread, because obviously if it sticks and you can't undo it, that presents a problem later on. So every day I just give it a little twist, just loosen it slightly and then tighten it back up to make sure everything's still in working order there. I'm sorry if this has been a little bit of a boring one. It has very much been how piercings should be done, how piercings can go right. I hope you do enjoy the content. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Hopefully I'll have some more entertaining content for you next time. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye bye.